and suicide or murder. A cop claimed something wasn't right when he investigated the suicide of a high-powered attorney. That attorney was known for suing APD. Mary Hahn's friends and family have always thought the investigation was botched at best and rigged at worst.
And now News 13 has obtained a document filed by an Albuquerque cop who was at the scene 2 years ago. It says other officers there that night thought it may have been a murder staged to look like a suicide. But good luck trying to find that document in the Mary Hahn file at APD. Katie Kim has the story from the Newsplex.
Dick Hahn's family has said from the beginning that they believe she was killed and that APD mangled the investigation. Tonight, a now former cop agrees. Mary Hahn's sudden death in her North Valley home in November 2010 was a shocker. The 53-year-old civil rights attorney, who often went after bad cops, was found dead inside her BMW in her closed garage, her feet up on the dash, her house full of carbon monoxide, but the car wasn't running. When investigators ruled her death a suicide, her friends and family didn't buy it. They say she wasn't suicidal and that her jewelry was missing. They accused police of being biased and not following up on possible signs of foul play. This document may back up their claim.
It's very disturbing. It's very disturbing.
Former APD officer Tom Grover was one of the first at the scene. He says the day after Hahn's death, he received a chilling call from an APD lieutenant.
He had overheard discussion from detectives and SID commenting that the scene involving Mary Hahn was a staged murder, that it was a homicide.
According to the lieutenant, it wasn't suicide, and he believed Hahn was clearly taken out. The lieutenant said a second examination should be done on Hahn's body for poison.
And then also to do a careful review of any indications of struggle around her neck or facial area.
Grover wrote all of this into a report, which he filed with APD records. The filing was time-stamped about a week after Hahn's death. But look in Hahn's case file today, and Grover's report is nowhere to be found.
I raised the flag about something's wrong here, and this really needs to be processed and dealt with objectivity, and that concern just got cast aside.
APD did not want to comment on our story except to say they're not sure if that report was ever added to the file or submitted to records in the first place. APD was also criticized because of their response at the scene 2 years ago. An inordinate number of officers and brass flocked to the scene, and there are accusations that cops were making jokes. One officer was punished for posting on the internet that there's, quote, a special place in hell for Mary Hahn. Back to you.
All right, Katie, Hahn's family is suing APD in civil court, claiming that the department did botch the case. Officer Grover, a 9-year veteran cop, resigned last year and is now a UNM law school student.